So, what if I told you that you could build a YouTube empire, one that pulls in thousands of dollars every single month, but without ever showing your face on camera? Today, we're going to unpack a blueprint that does exactly that. And it gets around one of the biggest fears for anyone starting out. Let's dive right in.
Yeah, we've all seen the headlines about creators making an absolute fortune. But the model we're looking at today, it taps into that exact same potential.
And here's the kicker. No cameras, no fancy lighting, no pressure to be on all the time. We're talking about a system, a repeatable process for creating these massively popular faceless channels. And the whole thing hinges on one really important decision.
It all comes down to picking the right niche. You know, some topics are just flat out worth more to advertisers. And to show you just how powerful this is, we're going to pull back the curtain on a real-world example in one of the most profitable categories there is. The reason this works so well comes down to 3 letters, CPM. That stands for cost per mil, which is just a fancy way of saying how much advertisers will pay you for every 1,000 views. And in a niche like health, the CPM can be way higher than for, say, gaming or entertainment, just because the audience is seen as so valuable. All right, enough theory, let's get into the hard numbers. We're going to break down a real faceless health channel that has completely cracked this code. And honestly, the results are kind of staggering. First off, check out this subscriber count, over 4 million. I mean, just let that sink in for a second. That's a huge, dedicated audience, and none of them have ever seen the creator's face. And those subscribers, they are seriously engaged. This channel pulls in an incredible 7 million views. Not in total, every single month. Now that consistent viewership, that's the engine that drives the insane income we're about to see. And this is the million-dollar question, isn't it? How on earth do you pump out content for millions of people without ever stepping in front of a camera? Well, the answer is a beautifully efficient machine.
They do it with automation. But hold on, not with robots or AI. We're talking about a system. It's about building a remote dream team of freelancers, where every single person has one specific job to do. Let's look at how this assembly line actually works.
It's really a simple 4-step process. First, you've got a scriptwriter who creates the actual content. Then, a voiceover artist records it, bringing it to life. After that, a video editor takes that audio and matches it with stock videos. And finally, a graphic designer makes that super important thumbnail that gets people to click. 4 people, 4 jobs, 1 smooth workflow. Okay, this is where it gets really fun. We've seen the views, we've seen the process, now let's talk money. How much does this dream team actually cost, and what kind of profit does it bring in? If you look at some of the popular freelance websites, the cost to get started can be shockingly low. You could find someone to write a script for about $10, a voiceover for another $10, and a basic video edit using stock footage, maybe as little as $5. So all in, you're looking at a total cost of just $25 per video. Now, this channel is a content machine, uploading 1 video every single day. So that's 30 videos a month. At $25 a pop, their total monthly cost to run the entire operation is $750. Just keep that number in your head for a second. Now, let's look at the other side of the coin, the money coming in. You take those 7 million monthly views and you multiply it by a pretty conservative CPM for the health niche, let's say $2.50. That comes out to a whopping $17,500 in gross revenue. And this right here is where you really see the power of this model. Just look at the visual. That tiny little bar on the left is the cost, just $750. And that giant skyscraper next to it, that's the revenue. So after you subtract your costs, you're left with a net profit of $16,750 every month. That is just an incredible return. Okay, so seeing numbers like that can feel a little intimidating, right? But here's the beauty of this model. You don't need a huge budget to start. It's totally scalable. You can absolutely begin as a one-person show and just build from there. The key is to start smart. You know, handle the script writing yourself at first. Maybe you even do the voiceover. That keeps your initial costs at practically zero. Then, once the channel starts making a little money, and this part is crucial, you don't take it out. You reinvest it. You hire your first freelancer to take over one task, then another. You systematically replace yourself until you're not working in the business, you're working on it. So there you have it. We've seen this really powerful system-based approach that's all about process, not personality. Look, it's not for everybody, but if you're looking for a scalable media business, well, it definitely makes you wonder, doesn't it?